Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm a biology major and pre-med student at Washington University in St. Louis. And I wanted to talk to you about how I chose what schools to apply to, and later why I decided to ED to WashU. Possibly the most ultimate and difficult part of the entire college process is deciding which schools to actually apply to. It's costly and time consuming, not to mention stressful. You're likely already familiar with the concept of safety, target, and reach schools. As their name implies, these are schools that, based on their previous acceptance statistics, you believe are either easy to get into, your safeties, really hard to get into, your reach schools, or about equally likely whether you get accepted or not, which are your target or match schools. Just applying to schools themselves is a really costly process, and the amount of schools you apply to will vary based on your financial status. I ended up applying to 2 safeties, a couple of reaches, and about 8 target schools, which was primarily made up of most of the UCs. Keep in mind, I am from California, where the UC system is known to be very strong and has a single application that works for basically every school. And the prospect of being able to pay in-state tuition was a big factor in why I applied to so many target schools. Also, keep in mind that I had decided to ED1 to WashU, more on that later. And had I not gotten accepted, I would have likely applied to a couple more target and reach schools around January. However, before actually applying, my list of schools was quite large and needed some narrowing down. So my first step was doing research. Your initial college list is likely going to compose of a lot of schools that you've basically just heard of, or you know are good, and you know maybe personally know people who go to those schools. Take the time to actually look through each college's website or their social media posts, get a feel for what the campus is like and the type of people that go there. Look into specific programs that you're interested in, and into the selling points of each university. Are you looking for a dual degree program? Do you want a school that particularly strong program in a field you're interested in? You may find something that interests you that you weren't even looking for before. This stage is also where you will likely figure out which school, if any, you would like to apply early decision to. Keep in mind that you are telling that university you are committing to them if you get it, so do make sure that that school is your top choice. The next thing I looked at were the application requirements and comparing them to the extra effort required to apply. Many schools, especially private schools, will have unique supplemental essays that require you to write even more. These essay topics can get pretty wacky depending on the school and will require a lot more effort on your part in order to prepare for them. For instance, U of Chicago and Stanford are both top schools that have many unique essay requirements. Upon weighing the effort required against how much I want to go to the schools, as well as my actual likelihood of getting accepted into the schools based on my stats, I decided it was smart to just not apply at all. If you aren't able to put forward your best effort in the application, the chances of you getting accepted as well as actually going are really slim, and you might as well save yourself the time and the money. Something I do want to note is to not get too attached to how well known or how popular a school is. Coming from the Bay Area in California, an area that is known to be extremely competitive in terms of sending their kids to name brand schools, I was surrounded by my peers being accepted into top 20s and Ivy Leagues all around me. Perhaps it's a little ironic coming from me who's going to a top 20 school, but I want to stress that your school being easily recognizable is by no means representative of the strength of the school. Please do consider your happiness and how well you believe you will assimilate into a school before making the decision to enroll, and try to avoid what others may perceive of your school. Funnily enough, WashU isn't very well known among most people back in California, and people will often confuse it with the University of Washington in Seattle, which was frustrating when trying to explain to people where I was going for school. Once you've thinned down your list to something that you find reasonable, all that's left for you to do is work on grinding out those essays. Now, I'd like to talk about why I personally decided to ED to WashU and chose this university as my top choice. Doing some quick research will show you that WashU's pre-health programs are among the top in the country. As a student that is pretty set on pursuing medicine, this immediately made WashU stand out as one of my top choices. Doing some more research, I fell in love with this school. Something that WashU likes to advertise is their collaborative over competitive nature. And from my experiences on campus, I find this to be completely true. Many of the professors here design their classes to not require a curve, meaning that a student's performance on an exam will not affect another's. As my Gen Chem professor likes to say, the department does not want to punish you or make you feel bad about succeeding. WashU also heavily promotes exploration and does not want to confine you to a particular major. First-year students at the College of Arts and Sciences actually enter the school as undeclared, no matter what they put as their intended major on their application, and only are asked to finally declare their major during the second semester of their sophomore year. They encourage their students to try classes from all different fields in order to ensure they are happy with the major they choose to pursue, and taking classes from the engineering, business, and visual arts school are extremely easy. Lastly, WashU has a reputation of having exceptionally nice dorms, campus, and food. While most people will probably cite the quality of education as the top reason they decide to go to a university, there's no doubt that these other factors play a big role in your emotional and mental health on campus. After all, you'll be spending essentially your entire life on campus as a freshman, so it's important that you are content with the place you're living in. At the time I'm recording this, I spent about an entire semester at WashU, and I can't think of any major complaints about my life here. Of course, it's not perfect, no school is, but I found that I'm really happy with the people I surround myself with, as well as the culture of the school. I hope you enjoyed listening to me explain my process in choosing which schools to apply to, as well as the reasons I decided on WashU. Hopefully, you got some takeaways from what I had to say that will make your process of choosing your school a little easier. And maybe I've convinced a couple of you to go ahead and apply to WashU. Overall, I think college really is what you make out of it, no matter what school you decide to go to, and you'll have a unique college experience. Good luck on your college apps, and thanks for watching.